Hello. Today we are going to talk about Fra Filippo Lippi's Madonna and Child with Two Angels, and what a painting this is. So he paints the Madonna and Child very differently than we are used to seeing coming out of the medieval period. Usually you would see the Madonna enthroned, and that's called a maesta or a majesty. So she would be sitting there on a throne with baby Jesus in her lap. But here it's arranged very differently. She is looking off to the side, deep in contemplation. And two angels are lifting up the baby Jesus, who looks deeply into her eyes and sort of tries to console her. So sometimes you don't see a lot of emotion on Madonna and Child. Sometimes you see baby Jesus acting like a playful baby. He'll be yanking on her veil or looking at a bird or something. But here they're both very solemn. And the solemnity is because they have the knowledge of forethought. She knows what's going to happen to baby Jesus when he grows up. She knows that he'll be crucified and he'll die. And what's even worse is the baby knows. So sometimes you see a very serious baby Jesus, and when you see that, what you're seeing is that he knows too. So it's almost like he's trying to console her and be sweet to her. It's okay, it's okay. And in the middle of this sort of emotion bomb of the two of them being sweet to each other are the smiling angels. The one that's sort of cheekily looking back at us and holding up baby Jesus, and the other one that's sort of, like in the background. But those two seem to know everything's going to be fine. Everything's going to be fine. It's fine. But the humans are worried. And what humans they are. Look at this gorgeous, gorgeous Madonna. So she's got pearls entwined in her hair and this gorgeous transparent veil and light-colored eyes and rosy lips and delicate clothing. She is absolutely gorgeous. And it is no mistake that she's gorgeous. That's sort of Fra Filippo Lippi's specialty. So when Masaccio dies at age 27, Fra Filippo Lippi is the painter in Florence, and his specialty is painting beautiful women. And it's no mistake that he does. Giorgio Vasari, who was the biographer of the Renaissance era of artists, talks a lot about Fra Filippo Lippi and his unbridled lust for women. He was so lustful, he would give anything to enjoy a woman that he wanted, and if he couldn't have his way or buy what he wanted, he would only be able to cool his passion by painting her portrait. And Cosimo de' Medici knew this because he had hired Lippi on a couple of occasions and would have to lock him in his room. Otherwise, he would go to pursue his pleasures. And at one point, he actually broke out of the Medici compound by tying a bunch of sheets together, and he ran around town for several days. So Filippo Lippi loved a beautiful woman, and boy, could he paint them. I also wanted to draw attention to this Florentine background that he paints. So this transparent veil, and then here we have a little farmhouse and some rows of bushes and plants and what are they called? Italian cypress. And then this little waterway that also kind of meanders and goes nowhere. And we've seen this before with Leonardo da Vinci's Mona Lisa. So here we have the road to nowhere, the transparent veil, and these upthrusting Florentine rocks, right? So this is some sort of background that's typical of Florentine painters. But is this the planet Vulcan from Star Trek? No, it's Florence. It's a Florentine thing. Now there is, people postulate that perhaps Leonardo da Vinci thought of this background in particular as being a portrait of both Mona Lisa's outside and her inside. So the waterways represent her blood and her veins, and the stones represent her bones. So here's her inner portrait, here's her outer portrait. I don't think Fra Filippo Lippi was trying to show Madonna's bones, even though he has those up-thrusting rocks. I think he's showing a achingly beautiful Madonna in a very sweet moment. He is unquestionably incredibly talented and a little bit cheeky. And I hope that you enjoy looking at this, knowing what a rapscallion Fra Filippo Lippi is as much as I do. I'll see you next time.